On the ICECO JP50 fridge freezer combo. The ICECO JP50. All right, so what does it come with? Well, out of the box, obviously, you get the fridge. I love the design of this fridge. I think it's just simple. It looks great. It doesn't scream out at you. I love the color schemes. It'll match anything. Dark grays, light grays, blacks, whites. I love also how the logo is just super simple. I think the ICECO logo is super nice. It's super simple, no flash. It's just right on the side and it won't scream out at you. But the whole design is the same way. On this side, you have a handle. The handles are great. They actually snap. So it's hard. And I know that it might loosen up eventually, but this thing is solid. But you do have to screw these in. When you get the fridge, these will not be attached. You need to go ahead and screw these in. They're very, very simple. There's already holes in there and you just mount this up. Now, I really like the control panel interface on this fridge. It's clean, it's sleek, and it's very pared down, which makes this super simple to operate because you don't have a lot of buttons you have to deal with. There's only 4 buttons on this thing. Starting on the left, you have your on-off button, which obviously will turn the unit on and off. Next to that, you have your max eco button, and you press that depending on which mode you want. Having it on max will allow you to cool the unit a lot faster, but if it's already cool, go ahead and put it on eco so that it's not drawing too much power. And then on the other side of the LCD screen, you have your minus and plus buttons, which will allow you to set the temperature. Now, on the same side as your control panel, you have your power input. And this is basically standard no matter what kind of portable fridge you buy. On the very left, you have your AC power input. This is if you want to plug this in your house, keep it in the house, or just use your house to power this thing up, cool it down, and then move it to your vehicle. That's where you would plug that. Next to that, you have your fuse. This one comes with a 15A fuse. It's a standard automotive fuse. If that ever breaks, just pull it out, put a new one in there. But that one's 15A. Next to that is the air vent, and inside that air vent is the heart of the system, which is a CCOP compressor, which ICECO boasts to be one of the best compressors you can get for a fridge. And they use the best parts to make sure that this thing will last you for a really, really long time. Now with the fridge, you're going to get 3 power cords. The first one is your DC power cord. This is what allows you to plug this into your vehicle. This one goes into a 12-volt socket, and this one goes to the fridge. Next to that, you have your AC power cord. This one goes to the fridge, and then this one goes to a standard socket inside your house. And then finally, you also get an extension 12-volt socket. This is cool because then if your 12-volt socket is too far away for this thing to reach, then you can just plug this up, use this extension cord, put this anywhere in the vehicle, and you can just plug your fridge directly to this. So I think it's good that they included this with the kit. A lot of companies don't offer an extension like that. You have to buy a separate kit, but this one comes with it, so I think that's a plus for ICECO. It also comes with a cover. I mean, how awesome is that? Not many companies will give you a cover with their fridges. In fact, some companies you have to buy the cover separately. But ICECO actually provides you with one. And this is great because now this cover will help keep this thing protected. Not only will it keep it from getting scratched up, dented, but because it's insulated, it'll also keep the temperature much cooler in here. All right, so what do I like? Well, number 1, storage capacity. I wanted something that can hold enough stuff but not be too big that it won't fit in the vehicle, but also nothing too small that we can't put anything in there. This is 50 liters, and that's a lot, especially for the price that we paid for it. And how much did we pay for it?
You got to take your sustenance with you. So that's why I picked this up. It's by Lifewit, and this might look like a luggage bag, but it's actually a giant cooler. Actually, this little bad boy will hold up to 32 cans of your favorite beverage, and it's insulated. It's got this canvas-like look. It's actually beautiful. It's almost like a gray denim, and this thing is made fantastically. First of all, it does come with a shoulder strap here, so you can carry it over your shoulder. The strap here is probably about 1.5 inches wide with a padding right there, and so this comes in the bag. You'll just plug it into the sides here with these big camping-like buckles, and then you've got everything that you need to carry all your, first of all, on the back here, you do have a strap. So if you're carrying a roller board or something like that, a piece of luggage, you can put this right over it. I know a lot of flight attendants and things like this because they can pack food and they don't have to buy as many meals, or they can snack on an airplane. So if you are in that service industry, I would definitely check it out. Before we get to the goodies inside, I want to quick show you on the side here, we have a little flap here. And what this is like a mesh pouch where you can put a water bottle. You have a mesh pocket where you can just put in other things that you need quick access to, and it goes the entire width of the bag. On the front here, we have a flap that will open up, and you can see you have a nice little mesh pocket in here. You can put things like utensils or napkins or condiments right in the front here. Now, on the top here, you have a grab handle with a Velcro lining, so you can open that up, and then in the top you can put like anything, including this little cheese and nut snacks. I might eat these nuts. Now, that a pretty big opening here for carrying sandwiches and things that you want at the ready. But the main deal is right in here in this bigger compartment. And then you can put in your ice pack, and this is more of a waterproof lining. This is like a plastic, and that lining goes all the way in here. So what can we carry in here? Well, you can certainly carry things that you need to keep frozen or refrigerated, like these frozen burritos. Big enough for that. And as I mentioned, this one is the 32 can pack.
What's up, guys? Today we're doing a review of Grizzly coolers. So let's talk about features and then performance. So features, all the stuff that you would expect. A super strong lid. There's zero flex in the lid whatsoever. You can stand on them. They have non-skid pads. They have lock holes on the sides to lock your cooler. And they have T-style latches, but they're different. So if you've seen our other videos, I've said, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the T-Rex latches from Yeti and all the other brands. They work, but they're not my favorite. If, though, I had to choose a cooler with a T-style latch, I would choose Grizzly. They're awesome. They're very secure, and they're easy to work with. So these are my favorite of any T-style latch. I think they're awesome. I really don't have any complaints about them. I do have complaints about Yeti and some of the other brands, but these are wonderful. Also, the coolers will come with a wet-dry separator basket that has its own little spot to sit in inside the cooler. That's really nice to have. They're totally bear-proof, which is great, even though I really would have no idea because I don't own a bear, but that would be cool if I did. And then they have drains on the side, obviously. Now, one thing that's unique about the 20 is that it still has the molded handles on the side, but it has this main handle that goes up top. I do like it, and it's really hard to complain about it because it's very nice and the grip is great, but it doesn't have a little notch for it to sit in. So when you have it here, or I guess it's gonna make me a liar, but oftentimes it doesn't want to sit flat and it'll kind of fall down. So it's not my absolute favorite system. If they were to put a notch, I think it would be a lot better. Now, speaking of ways that a Grizzly cooler could be better, there's not a whole lot to point to. One thing though, it'd be nice if it had an integrated bottle opener, and also cup holders would be nice to have on the top, although as it sits now, it's actually a really nice cutting surface. So how did they perform? So we did an indoor and outdoor test with the 20 quart, but the 60 quart we got too late into the fall to where it was just too cold outside. So we just did an indoor test, but that one did phenomenal in our indoor test. It was 73 degrees in our office. We filled it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
So in the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of cooler companies start to really bring it with the accessories to make coolers more functional, more mobile, more practical, and able to haul more gear. I'm really excited to introduce to you guys the RovR cooler today. Let's go ahead and dig right into the features. So right off the bat, you can tell that what's this on the top looks a little bit different. This is what they call the camper bin, and when it's collapsed, it's actually kind of soft, and it acts as a nice cushion to sit on. When it's open, bam, bam, folds open, has a little insert inside here. That's going to slide down and stops it from collapsing on itself. This is a lot of space for gear. I mean, you can put tents in here, smaller camping chairs, like the smaller ones that fold up that we have. And then this thing obviously can be taken off if you want to do that quite easily. So you can use it sort of as a standalone bin. And like I said, it's big. It has handles on it. It's very functional. It's very well made. So we have 6 tie-down points here on the outside of the RovR cooler. So if this was in the back of a truck or something, you want to strap it down, plenty of options. One of my favorite features is 8-inch inflatable tires. Very grippy tires. The handle, the whole thing is very well made. That was the other thing that I was very impressed with when we were checking it out. Very solid aluminum handle that's nice and light, but very rugged. And I like that they're kind of pushed out because pretty easy to get around. So instead of having just like a one in the middle, it's really nice to have it on the outside. Obviously, big drain plug on the front, pretty standard. Coming around the back side, one of the cooler features, so you can hook this up to a bike. And it's very easy to do. Takes just a second. And then this is going to go ahead and hook right on to the back axle of your bike. This is awesome. Little cutting board. Oh, what's that? I got a space to cut limes for my margaritas. So that goes on here. Also comes with a little can opener. And so if I'm going to go ahead and clip that over here, kind of awesome. And then they also have this little guy that they call the stasher. That also will hang on the outside of the cooler. It's pretty simple. It's just a little bag that has it zips closed on the top. Let's take a look inside the cooler. This is a big cooler. This is an 80-quart cooler. This thing is a monster, all right? So we have this dry bin in here that's separated into 3 compartments. It velcros to the side. Very easy to take this thing out. So let's say you wanted to have a bottle of wine on ice. You could have the cooler closed. You can have access to that. No problem. So if you look at roto-molded coolers that are about 80 quarts, that probably doesn't have wheels. Some do, most don't. It's pretty solid value given that all the features that it has, the tires, the bin inside for extra food. So that is the RovR cooler.
Today we have a review of the Stanley Adventure series of coolers. I happen to have all 3 sizes here today. The 7-quart, the 16-quart, and the larger 30-quart. I'm going to get right into it. Now all 3 coolers have the same basic sturdy design. And they have a sturdy handle at the top here that kind of clicks into the lid, and it doesn't shake around. It's just very solid when you carry it. Now that can be folded down to the back or the front, so it's out of the way. And then you have your latches here, which are very tight and very sturdy. You don't have to be worried that those are going to pop open on you while you're walking or when it's bouncing around in the back seat. I would say that the Stanley coolers are a good intermediate cooler to like your Yetis, your Pelicans, and your Arctics. I think you're going to pay a lot more for those brands than you would for the Stanley. But the Stanley, it's a bit cheaper, but you still get a high level of performance because it's very solid and it has the gasket. You'll also notice the bungee cords on the top here. Both the 7-quart and the 16-quart have that on them, and I've found that handy as far as maybe strapping on an umbrella or a raincoat or your suntan lotion to have in the cooler. Since I have all 3 sizes of the cooler, I found that they all serve a different purpose. I've used all 3 of them for various different things. So the 7-quart is good for your average day trip, or maybe for work when you just need a couple of beverages and your sandwich to keep them cold all day. The 7-quart's going to have no problem taking care of that for you. The 16-quart is better for a weekend trip and where you need to have a great day.